Today's lesson is Chapter 3, Lesson 3 on matter and heat. We have 4 objectives today. You should be able to identify the 3 states of matter, explain how heat affects matter during a change of state, describe how heat affects matter during a chemical change, and explain what a calorimeter is used for. So hopefully you will know these by the end of the lesson. Okay, you're going to come back and you're going to watch the demonstration video that's on the following slide. Please come back and watch these videos. While you are watching the video, ask yourself these questions. What is different about the 2 glasses of water? And how did you come to this conclusion? So here's the video you're going to come back and watch. So we know that the states of matter exist in physical forms: solid, liquid, gas. The state of a substance depends on the speed of its particles, which we now know that's its kinetic energy, the attraction between them, which we now know is the potential energy, and also the pressure around them. Here is a link to go to Heating and Cooling a Liquid animation where you can see the particles, the molecules that are moving, and what happens as you heat it up and cool it down. You're going to come back and watch a brain pop on the states of matter and complete the quiz. And there is also a study jam that you're going to watch on solids, liquids, and gases to help you better understand this lesson. Here's a real world example that involves the videos that you're going to go back and watch. So we have a solid, a liquid, and a gas. Let's start with a solid. So our solid here is ice. The molecules are packed very tightly, so they do not move fast enough to overcome the strong attraction between them. They're so tightly held together. However, those particles are still vibrating in place. Okay? And then a liquid, that would be the Coke or whatever's in the glass. And you can tell that these are a little more loosely packed. They can slide past one another. This is why you can pour a liquid and it takes the shape of its container. And our gas is this fizzy stuff, the carbon dioxide, that comes off of a carbonated drink. That's why it's called carbonated, because it has carbon dioxide in it. And you can tell these molecules are getting after it just by the blur that's behind them. So they move fast enough to overcome nearly all of the attraction between them, meaning the particles move independently of one another. So on your EN page, you're going to come up with a real-world example that includes a solid, liquid, and gas. And you're going to illustrate how their particles are moving. So you can come back to this image when you go to do your EN page. All right, so solid, liquid, and gas, but they can also change from one state of matter to another. So when a liquid changes to a solid, we call that freezing. When it changes from a solid to a liquid, that's melting. From a liquid to a gas, boiling. And from a gas to a liquid, condensing. So it condenses back. There's another brain pop that you're going to watch about matter changing states and complete that quiz as well. And then here's a fun video for you to watch of kids actually acting like the particles as matter is changing states. If we were in the classroom, I would get you to get up and as a class, act each one of these out. So let's dig a little deeper into the changes of the state for water. I want you to notice we've got energy being applied and then the temperature. So we're starting with ice, and this is in degrees Celsius. So at 0 degrees Celsius, that is the melting point. So the ice changes to water. This takes place up until the point that you have the boiling point, which, as you can see, is 100 degrees Celsius. Then we have water plus steam that's mixing, and eventually just steam. So what I want to point out here is while it is actually changing from one state to the next, what's happening with the temperature? Is it going up, going down, or is it staying the same? You can see it's staying the same. So during a change of state of matter, the temperature remains the same. We know that heat is involved not only in changes of state, which are physical changes, but they are also involved in chemical changes. And these are changes that occur when one or more substances are changed into entirely new substances that have different properties. For instance, food that we eat contains substances from which our bodies get the energy that they need to function. Energy that your body can use is released when chemical compounds, such as carbohydrates, are broken down in your body. And then the energy is released in chemical reactions. So we talked earlier about all of our energy comes from the sun. All energy comes from the sun. When we eat plants, we're getting that from the plant, which gets it directly from the sun. When we eat animals, the animals eat the plants or other animals, and we're still getting that energy. And it's all coming from the sun. So we know how to calculate heat now. So if we use a thermometer for temperature, what do we use for heat? So a calorimeter, that's a cool word, is a device that measures heat. When one object transfers thermal energy, heat, to another object, the energy lost by one object is gained by the other. Again, think back to the law of conservation of energy, which states, energy is neither created or destroyed. It simply changes forms. So it can't be destroyed, can't get rid of it. So the energy lost by one object is gained by the other object. It is just transferring it back and forth. All right, this is the end of lesson 13.3. We're going to view the graphic on the following slide about a bomb calorimeter. No, it's not a bomb you blow up. And then you're going to come back and watch a video clip on the following slide to conclude this lesson. There is also Bill Nye chemical reactions that you will watch later. You will not do that today. So we have the graphic here, which we'll come right back to. And then we have the Bill Nye here. So this video you watch after today's lesson, but not the Bill Nye. So in this bomb calorimeter, you can see it measures energy content in food by measuring how much heat is given off by a food sample when it is burned. This video clip, or in this clip, Bill Nye actually shows you how a bomb calorimeter works. So again, please come back and watch this video, but do not go on and watch chemical reactions, Bill Nye. That will be later. And then next time we're going to pick up our study of chapter 13 with lesson 4, which is heat technology.